What makes the Hong Kong Mexico Bun so iconic is that perfect contrast, a silky, soft milk bun hidden under a thin buttery cookie crust that bakes into a golden finish. Well, you will see these all over Hong Kong, from local bakeries to dim sum restaurants. They are incredibly versatile. Some are filled with savory barbecue pork, others with sweet milk custard, and some even feature extra toppings for added crunch. Today, I'm going to show you the essential, basic version. Once you master this foundation, you can add whatever filling you fancy. Alright, let's bake. These are the ingredients you will need to make 6 buns. If you would like to make 12, you can simply double the recipe. You can also find a full recipe linked in the description box below. Let's start by warming the milk in the microwave for about 30 seconds. This helps activate the yeast. The dough is very simple to make. In the bowl of a stand mixer, add the bread flour, milk powder, sugar, salt, and yeast. Remember to place the yeast away from the salt. Use a spatula to give the dry ingredients a quick mix, then add in the warm milk. Attach the dough hook and let the mixer knead the dough, or you can absolutely knead it by hand. Start kneading at medium speed until the ingredients come together and a rough dough forms. Then gradually add the softened butter a little at a time. Once all the butter has been incorporated, continue kneading until the dough starts to pull away from the sides of the bowl. You can then stop the mixer and check if the dough passes the window pane test. This means that when you stretch the dough, it becomes thin enough for light to pass through. It's a sign that the gluten has developed properly. Now the dough is ready for the first proof. Lightly oil a large mixing bowl with a little vegetable oil, then wipe off the excess. Place the dough in the bowl and gently move it around so all the sides are lightly coated with oil to prevent it from sticking. Cover the bowl with cling film and place it in a warm spot in your kitchen. Let the dough proof for about 1 to 3 hours, or until it doubles in size. If your kitchen is cold, like mine, I like to place a cup of hot water inside the oven and let the dough proof in this warm, cozy environment. Remember, the oven is off. Lightly beat the egg first. Then we will start by softening the butter. Use a spatula to mash it until it's smooth. Now add the sugar and continue creaming until the butter and sugar come together into a rough mixture. When they are incorporated, use a mixer to beat the mixture until pale and fluffy. With the mixer is still on, add the beaten eggs in 2 batches to ensure it mixes evenly. Add the milk and give it a quick mix. Sieve in the flour and salt to break up any clumps and ensure even distribution. Continue to beat them until they are just combined. Finally, use a spatula to combine everything while scraping down the bowl to make sure everything is well mixed. You will know the batter is ready when it's smooth, cohesive, and slowly falls off the spatula. Transfer the batter into a piping bag and it's ready to use. If you are not ready to use it, store it in the fridge until it's needed. After 2 hours in a cozy environment, the dough has doubled in size. It feels light and airy, and you can see the beautiful bubbles inside. That's exactly what we want to see. It means the dough has proofed really well. Lightly sprinkle flour over the proofed dough and punch the air out. Gently loosen the deflated dough from the bowl. Then turn the bowl upside down and transfer it onto the work surface. Sticky side facing up. Give the dough a gentle stretch and fold the sides back into the center. Roll it over with the last fold so that the smooth side is facing up. Gently knead the dough by dragging it towards you while tucking it underneath. This helps squeeze out any remaining air and shapes the dough into a smooth ball. Continue doing this for about 1 to 2 minutes. Cover it with a kitchen towel and let it rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. This helps relax the gluten, making the dough easier to shape. Meanwhile, line a baking sheet with parchment paper. We are going to divide the dough into 6 equal pieces. To make this easier, first, lightly dust the dough with flour so it doesn't stick. The total dough weighs 396 grams, so each piece will be about 66 grams. Using a kitchen scale helps keep all the buns the same size, which ensures they bake evenly. Then cover them with a kitchen towel to prevent them from drying out. Start working with 1 piece of dough. Gently pull the sides down until you have a smooth surface. Then pinch the end together at the bottom. Place it on the worktop and use your palm as a guide to roll it into a smooth ball. Just like that, place the shaped dough ball on the prepared baking sheet. Continue shaping the remaining pieces of dough. As you place them on the prepared pan, leave a few inches of space between each dough ball. You should end up with something like this. Cover them with a kitchen towel and let them proof again for about 45 minutes or until they are almost doubled in size. Towards the end of the second proof, preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius fan. After 45 minutes, let's take a look at the buns. They have risen beautifully and look so light and airy. That means they are ready for the final step, adding the topping. Cut a hole at the tip of the piping bag. The hole shouldn't be too big or too small, as it will affect the thickness of the crust. Mine is about 8 mm wide. Start piping from the center of the bun, gently squeezing the bag as you move in a spiral. Beginning in the center is key. If you don't, the topping might slide to one side while baking. When you reach about halfway across the bun, stop the pressure and lift the piping bag away. To achieve a smooth crust surface, try not to leave any gaps between the lines. Once you are happy with the topping, bake the buns in a preheated oven for about 14 to 18 minutes. For your reference, mine took 15 minutes. When they are done, remove them from the oven and let them cool on the baking sheet for about 5 minutes. After all the hard work, let's take a moment to appreciate them. Then transfer them onto a wire rack to cool. This helps prevent the bottoms from becoming soggy from the steam. I can't wait to try it. Look at that. Let's tear it open and see how soft and fluffy it is. It is soft, buttery, and has a slight sweetness from the crust. You can spread some butter on it or, like me, just enjoy it on its own. I'm excited for you to try these Mexico buns. The full recipe and my tips for perfect Hong Kong style buns are linked in the description. Once you have mastered this version, you can get creative and fill them with anything you like to make your own twist. If you have got any questions, leave them in the comments. I would love to hear from you, and I will answer them as soon as I see them. If you enjoyed this video or know someone who might like it too, don't forget to like and share it with them. And subscribe to my channel so we will never miss a chance to bake together, and you will be the first to see my new recipes when they are uploaded. If you love this recipe, I'm sure you will love this one too. Click the screen to watch it now. See you there. Bye for now.